It is time to unlock abundance, stability, and a fresh new start with the Taurus New Moon. And in this video, not only will I outline how this new moon may present you with the opportunities based on your rising sign, but I will also provide tips and tricks, applicable tips and tricks, just for the record, for maximizing this energy based on your natal moon's sign and house, as well as your natal Venus's sign and house, as the natal moon will always be relevant during these moon phases, no matter if it's a full moon or a new moon. The moon is always relevant, you know? And your natal Venus is what is ruling over Taurus in your natal chart, making that a relevant player as well. So yes, y'all are gonna eat good with the piping tea that I'm about to pour. Y'all are gonna drink good. Yeah, we might cut that out, you know? The theme of this new moon in Taurus will be evaluating what stays, aka what can we keep stable and secure in our existence versus what must change. What do we gotta throw in the trash? Let's pretend there's a trash can back here, okay? What are we throwing away, you know? The overall vibe of the new moon is that this new moon may present a new chapter rooted in reality, even though you may feel pressure building somewhere in your body and mind from other forces in your life. Your foundation may be shifting, but only because something sturdier, something that is not going to crumble, is trying to emerge at this time. And remember that Taurus is about steadiness. It's about security. It takes its time. It wants to relax and enjoy the fruits of its labor. Whereas the new moon is about new and fresh starts. It is kind of the creator phase of the moon, you know? It's a time to create something new that better serves you and your sense of stability. And it can also better serve you in terms of what you value. And so this is a great opportunity to better shape your reality into one that aligns with your hopes and your dreams and your aspirations or whatever you got going on that you want. It's a good time to start that. This fresh start may relate to the Libra full moon that took place, I think it was around mid-April, because remember, both Libra and Taurus are ruled by the same planet. And what is that planet, kiddos? It's Venus. Yep, both signs are ruled by Venus. Isn't that interesting? Because both major moon phases in April are related to Venus-ruled signs, making your values, the things that your Venus placement brings you, the star in terms of transformations this month. While the full moon may have illuminated what you value as well as what in your life needs balance, this Taurus new moon may act as a good stepping stone towards achieving a life that is more stable and aligned with your values, kind of related to what you learned during the Libra full moon. And if you want to go back and reflect on my Libra full moon forecast video, just to see what themes aligned with you at this time, see how things kind of added up, just as a little reflection point, you know, and how this may tie into the new moon, I have linked the video in the card. Aspects going on to the full moon at this time is that there is a T-square between the Taurus new moon and the sun. There's a conjunction between the sun and the moon at this time with Mars in Leo and Pluto in Aquarius. And now I already have a transit video outlining the advice of the Mars opposite Pluto transit if you want to see how this aspect specifically may play out. But in this video, I want to primarily focus on the fresh start itself that this new moon may provide to you. But don't worry, I'll give you a brief overview just to refresh your memories as to what themes you can expect at this time. This new moon in Taurus plants seeds in the sign of stability, sensuality, and slow yet sustainable growth. Remember, Taurus takes its time, but it's not as serene as it sounds, because forming a T-square with Mars in Leo, which kind of represents raw ego and creative fire, as well as Pluto in Aquarius, which represents collective transformation and power plays, this lunation is testing your balance between the following factors. What you want to keep, which is represented by Taurus, as well as the house that Taurus falls in your chart, how you express your will, which is represented by Mars and Leo, as well as the relevant house, and then what needs to be disrupted for growth, which is represented by Pluto and Aquarius, as well as where it falls in your chart. And so now refer to the timestamps in the description below to figure out what new starts can form for you in the realm of security, safety, and value, as well as tips and tricks to maximize on the potential energy that this transit may bring you. So grab your popcorn, take a sip of water, or tea, or soda, or wine, whatever you're drinking right now. Sit back, relax. All you gotta do is know your natal chart, and let's get this thing rolling. If you are an Aries rising, this new moon will take place in your second house of money, self-worth, and values. And so this new moon may act as an opportunity to be a great reset in terms of how you earn, how you spend money, but also how you value yourself and how you value your beliefs, because you are learning that real security and value isn't about how flashy your wins are, which might be reflected by Mars and Leo, or how others perceive your success, which might be a theme that comes up with Pluto and Aquarius. And so a good example is that you may recognize that chasing recognition or chasing validation in terms of what you achieve in this life has drained either your finances, it's drained your energy, or it's just drained your potential and your values, which are rooted in stability with Taurus. And now it's time to slow down and build something solid. And so you have an opportunity to have a fresh start in the realm of finances or self-worth or values. Maybe that fresh start is just having very grounded values. Maybe you're starting to save more. Maybe you're starting to find alternate sources of income, or you're just thinking about what you value in general. And now's the time to go from the thinking phase to the implementation phase. And so ground your goals by aligning them with what truly and utterly makes you feel secure. You could start a new money habit, you could start a savings account or budgeting or investing in something that feels valuable. Maybe you're making a big purchase, like a house, maybe that's a little big, or even like new makeup products or new types of food. Maybe you're buying some fruits and veggies. Start a new money habit that can more align with your values relating to security. And so another theme that you can look at right now is to let go of prideful spending or attaching your value to status or productivity, because know that value it comes from within, and as long as you're stable, as long as you're chilling, you're good to go, you know? If you are a Taurus rising, this new moon will take place in your first house of identity, self-image, confidence, how you present to the world. And so you may be beginning a new personal era. This might be like a redefinition, a rebranding, you know? Your body or your energy or your sense of self, it is all shifting. So make sure it shifts to a place that aligns with your stable values. And Mars and Leo might make you want to impress or assert yourself in a specific way, but Pluto in Aquarius right now is asking you to evolve without clinging to how your image or how you're presenting to the world looks. Act and present in such a way that is authentic to you. This will help you build a fresh new start. And so an example on how this could play out is maybe you're done dressing or acting like someone you're not. Maybe you think you need to look a certain way to achieve a certain thing, but you're realizing that's not how this goes, baby. Being yourself and starting anew, being true to yourself, is how you will find power and success. Your next chapter starts when you move through the world with your real values. There is a fresh start in terms of your identity, your self-image, and your personal direction. And so now is a good time to reinvent how you want to be seen. Reinvent yourself in such a way that is aligned to your values. This is essentially like your new personal new year, if that makes sense. Like, this is your new year. This is your revamp, your reset, so own it. Right now might be a good time to set a personal intention that reflects your next evolution. Maybe you're working on your self-image. Maybe you're working on your confidence. That's another thing that this new moon could present opportunities with. But also let go of the pressure to stay the same just because others expect it. If people don't like you, they can get out, you know? And so I hope that helps. If you are a Gemini rising, then this new moon will be taking place in the 12th house of the subconscious, closure, solitude, dreams, transcendence, whatever resonates with you. And so at this time, you may be guided inward. There might be a lot of energy stirring around inside your mind and your body. And so there may be subtle signs or quiet endings or dreams or spiritual insights. Take what resonates with you with this, by the way. And these are speaking volumes to you right now. This could be the basis of your new start. Because remember, Mars wants action. And so where Mars is transiting right now, it wants action. And Pluto is like rest, recover, and integrate. Please do it for me, please. A good example is that old coping mechanisms may come up. Let these things shine and illuminate so that you can see them. You're shedding who you no longer want to be, and to shed is, you gotta let it come off. If you're a snake and you're shedding the skin, you're not a snake, by the way. Just take this with a grain of salt. You gotta let it come out, you know? And there may be a fresh start in rest and healing and subconscious beliefs. You may be believing in yourself more. You may be healing old traumas. Embrace it. embrace stillness, and begin a spiritual or creative practice that centers you at this time, because this could help you have a new start that helps you feel more subconsciously stable. This is also a time to prioritize solitude and reflection over the hustle. If you've been working hard, don't let this get to you. Recapture your power and make sure you take time to rest and recover, but also let go of hidden guilt or fears that block inner peace. This is a time to believe in yourself, and so I hope that helps. If you are a Cancer rising, this new moon will be taking place in your 11th house of community and dreams and social circles, society at large, big friend groups, anything related to larger communities. That's 11th house. And so at this time, it's time to get real about who you are aligned with, what values you're aligned with, because you want loyalty, but does your group reflect your values? Does who you're aligned with reflect what you truly value in life? Because Mars transiting your second house may push you to defend your self-worth at times. And why do you got to defend yourself if you're aligned with the right groups or the right ideologies? But also, Pluto asks you to let go of clout chasing or group dynamics that drain you. Don't let other people have power over you at this time, because you are the one who can establish security and power yourself with this new start. And a good example on how this may play out is, let's say you leave a collaborative project that feels exciting but a little off kilter because you realize your dreams, they deserve a little more depth, or they deserve to be something that truly aligns with you or truly brings you stability. It's not for validation, it's for you. And so because of all of this, this is a good time to have a fresh start in community or friendships, or to develop your long-term goals. And so at this time, say yes to new collaborations or social environments that support your growth, because I promise you, this will act as a reset that can help you with your fresh start. It might be also a good time to refresh, hit the refresh button on your brain, and refresh your long-term vision. Like, what do you actually want to build in life? What are the values that surround what you want to build in life? And also let go of friendships or social circles, even relating to social media or literal friend groups or communities, even if you don't really feel connected with them, that feel kind of performative or controlling, because now you can capture your personal power and build networks and values that are based on something that will make you feel secure and a sense of beauty. And I hope that helps. If you are a Leo rising, hello, I'm Leo rising too. This is a big time for us as well, because the new moon is transiting our 10th house of career or status or public role or reputation. Right now, we are stepping into a new level of visibility. But remember that not all attention is worth giving our energy towards. Maybe we're looking for energy or attention in the wrong places, because this new moon calls for us to maintain our integrity with how we act over the validation or applause. And trust me, I relate to this because my channel is still new. I'm trying to make content true to myself instead of trying to get the views, you know? And a good example, another example on how this can play out is you're offered a leadership role. Maybe it looks great on paper, but maybe it would cost you your mental health, or you would have to sacrifice parts of yourself or your relationships to do this. And so can you choose legacy over ego? This is a good time to have a fresh start in terms of how you value your career or your reputation, your public image. Maybe even if there's not a lot going on the outside, what's going on the inside with your goals as well. And so set bold intentions around your professional life. What kind of impact do you want to have? And it's probably going to be based on security or stability, Taurian themes. You know, we got Taurus in our 10th house. And so right now is a time to step into leadership that is grounded in our integrity, not our ego. Because when we set our intentions to be of value, that is when we're going to do best. We don't act on ego, we act on value. It's also a good time to let go of old ambitions or dreams or goals that no longer reflect who we are. We don't need to impress anybody for the sake of impressing anybody. We don't need to achieve for the sake of achieving. It is about making ourselves valuable, and right now is a great time to have a new start in establishing what will make us valuable. If you are a Virgo rising, this new moon will take place in the 9th house of belief, learning, higher expansion, anything out of the comfort zone, that's the 9th house. And so right now is a good time to ask, what do you really believe in? What do you really value? Because this new moon is about reshaping your worldview. You're craving growth. But with the Mars and Pluto transits right now, these may trigger insecurities about how other people see your path in terms of your values, how you work, your subconscious beliefs. And a good example is that you may decide to go back to school or to start a spiritual practice, even if it means disappointing traditional expectations. So whatever you believe in, go for it, no matter how other people see it, no matter how people may perceive it, because trust me, this will ground your beliefs with the stability Taurian sense. And this is how you're probably going to perform best. This is how your new start can create something new. It's a good time to have a fresh start in terms of beliefs, travel, learning, and worldview. So explore new philosophies or study cultures that inspire a grounded and secure sense of growth. Take what resonates with that. You could begin a new course or plan a trip or commit to a mindset shift. Maybe you want to go to therapy. Maybe you want to just learn about new beliefs or cultures on the internet. Take what resonates and just go for it. Who cares what others think? And it's also a good time to let go of rigid belief systems or fears around outgrowing your environment. Do what brings you joy. Do what brings you a sense of purpose or a sense of pleasure. And don't let anybody impact how you are acting or believing at this time. And communicate with conviction, because this is your time to have a fresh start that could change your mind and your soul and your life. If you are a Libra rising, this new moon will be taking place in the 8th house of intimacy, debt, other people's resources, power, and transformation. And so at this time, deep emotional themes may come to the surface relating to shared finances or trust or sexuality. Not everybody. Take what resonates with that, because the 8th house is so different for so many people. This is a powerful time to set new terms around who you share your energy or your values or your time with. And an example on how this can play out is maybe you begin healing around codependency, or you finally face and restructure financial entanglement. Maybe there's something dealing with taxes or finances that you're getting it fixed, you know? And this is such a great time to have a fresh start in terms of intimacy, shared resources, emotional vulnerability. Be honest around what you need in deeper bonds, whether it's with others or yourself. And start fresh with boundaries and trust. This is your time to draw the line in the sand and do what can help you create stability, because once you establish the right boundaries, that's when your sense of stability and power will come. You could begin a financial reset with a partner or address debts, like I already talked about, but that's not going to apply to everybody. The 8th house can deal with anything internally related or dealing with power struggles, and also let go of emotional entanglements at this time or power struggles that may drain you. Because once you have like a subconscious sense of stability, I promise you that new start, you're going to see all areas of your life shift. And so I hope that helps. If you are a powerful Scorpio rising, this new moon will take place in your 7th house of relationships or one-on-one connections or dynamics or contracts, anything dealing with you and one other person. That is the 7th house. And so the way you show up in partnerships, maybe it's transforming. You're being asked to choose intimacy over control, really letting yourself open up and be vulnerable and be out there, because being present over being performative will help you to truly open up in a way that can yield the best results in terms of your one-on-one relationships. And a good example on how this may play out is you may realize that you've been drawn to dramatic dynamics that feel intense but aren't actually nurturing to your heart or your soul. And so this new moon is an amazing time to have a fresh start in partnerships or one-on-one connections. Think about who you're connecting with now. How can you change the tune? Refresh your relationship expectations. What kind of mutual support are you ready for? What are you actually looking for? Are you looking for true and vulnerable love, or do you just like the idea of receiving? Really think about that, because this new moon is a chance to turn that around. Begin a new relationship cycle at this time, whether it is romantic or business related or friendship related, platonic. Reevaluate how you value other people, because when you let go of control issues and people pleasing or over functioning in relationships, that is when your new start's going to come. That is when people are going to come into your life who can make you feel loved and valued and stable. And so this is an amazing time to have a fresh start in this dynamic. And so take what resonates. If you are a Sagittarius rising, this new moon will take place in your 6th house of habits, health, work-life rhythm, anything related to your day-to-day routine. That is the 6th house. And so at this time, you may be craving more grounded or sustainable daily routines, but you'll be tested by the desire to do more and impress with the Mars and Leo transit, or to manipulate the structure with the Pluto and Aquarius transit. And an example on how this may play out is you may decide to simplify your schedule. You may decide, hey, I'm tired of being burnt out. I'm so freaking burnt out right now. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to let go of the chaotic busyness that I'm forcing myself to do because I think I have to do this in favor of peace and effectiveness. Because trust me, when you embrace this peace and effectiveness in your routines, you will have a fresh new start that can help you create anything you want in any area of life. This is a beautiful fresh start in terms of health, routines, and daily work. And so build a simplified and nourishing routine, keeping yourself and your stability in mind, because mind-body alignment is key. Start a new habit that supports your well-being, whether it's exercise or eating well, eating your veggies and fruits. Make sure, maybe I want to finally get 8 hours of sleep. I haven't been getting 8 hours and I want to do that. Maybe my sleep schedule is all over the place and I want to normalize that, Take what resonates with that, because it is time to let go of burnout culture. We don't need to be burning ourselves out to be successful, because if we're not burnt out, we will be working 1000% more effective. And when you're working more effective, that's when you can create what you want. And so this new moon is a great fresh start to do that. If you are a Capricorn Rising, this new moon will be taking place in the 5th house of pleasure, creativity, romance, the things that bring you joy. This may be a good time to start reclaiming your joy, expression. It may be a good time to embrace play a little more, but only if you're brave enough to show up without the mask. And an example on how this can play out is maybe you're returning to an old creative hobby, not just for success, but because it nourishes your soul, it makes you feel safe, secure, taps into your sense of Taurian beauty, And so this may be an amazing time to have a fresh start in terms of your joy or creativity or romance or self-expression. If you want something, go for it. Don't deny yourself. It is not the time to deny yourself, because this will help you to feel grounded when you go for your joy. And when you feel grounded, every part of your life will become better. This is the time to choose joy. Commit to something fun or creative or romantic just because it lights your soul up. Because once your soul is lit up, you will do better in any area of your life. You may do better with your home life. You may do better with your career. So take what resonates with that. You could also start a new hobby or an expressive outlet that feels grounding to you. This will help you nourish your soul. But also let go of perfectionism at this time, or the need to earn your pleasure. You don't need to earn or prove anything. That is your birthright to feel whatever you need to feel. And I hope that this serves as a fresh start, because trust me, if you embrace this new start, it'll change your life. If you are an Aquarius Rising, this new moon will take place in your 4th house of home or roots, emotional stability, sense of safety, how you feel inside. This may be a time where you're rebuilding your internal sense of home, or even like your physical sense of home, or you may be redefining it. This could involve family or ancestry, or redefining your sense of belonging due to your past. Take what resonates with that. A good example on how this can play out is, let's say you move out of an emotionally chaotic environment, whether mentally or metaphorically, to create a sense of peace and stability in your life, even if it means completely starting over. If you gotta let go of things for your sense of peace, do it. Trust me, I know it'll hurt, but you will feel so much better after. This new moon is a fresh start in terms of home or family or your innermost foundation. This is a good time to ground your emotional life. Begin a new home ritual or a family boundary. Maybe decorate. Do something to make your home feel more like home. And this could help revitalize and make you feel safe in so many areas of your life. When you feel safe and connected to your roots, that is when every other part of your life will have a new start. And also redefine what safety and belonging looks like for you right now. Is it holding on to things that don't serve you? Or is it embracing things that truly make you feel peace? You're entitled to that. And also let go of inherited patterns that keep you stuck in the past. Realize what habits you have from your past that are worth letting go. And I promise you, once you're able to do that, you will feel so much more safe and secure, and every other area of your life is going to be amazing. You're going to connect with people better, and you're going to feel power as well. And if you are a Pisces Rising, this new moon will be taking place in your 3rd house of communication, intellect, immediate environment. This new moon is about speaking from your truth. You may be challenged to stop sugarcoating or intellectualizing your emotions, because maybe the results of how you're communicating at this time aren't giving you the things that you fully desire. And so an example on how this can play out is you have a boundary setting conversation with a sibling or a neighbor or anybody in your immediate environment that finally clears the air. Or maybe you're having that conversation with yourself, or maybe you're just putting your thoughts out there that helps you feel, relaxed. And so this time may be a fresh start in terms of communication or mindset or learning. And at this time, refresh your daily thoughts and affirm what you truly want to believe, because there may be other people who are affecting your subconscious, who are tapping into your beliefs and making you doubt yourself because of whether society or maybe direct communications. And so you could also start a writing practice at this time, or a speaking practice, learn a new skill, or speak up when you stay quiet, because when you speak up for the sake of your peace and security, you will feel so much more secure, you'll feel so much more grounded, and that'll affect every area of your life. And also, let go of self-doubt at this time. Also, don't feel the need to over-explain or to be mentally cluttered. If you feel like you're over-explaining, perhaps it's because you're around people who don't make you feel safe at this time. Maybe you're around people who are like burning you out or messing with your subconscious in some way. And so when you speak with your mind and your heart and your soul, you will feel so much more grounded. Your routines and your habits will feel a lot more freeing, and your subconscious will begin to heal, which can help you create a new start. If you are an Aries moon, you may be learning at this time of the new moon that emotional independence doesn't mean emotional isolation, or that you are alone through this process, or that you are the person being targeted at this time. Mars is firing up your need for validation, but it's okay to soften your trust at this time, because if you soften your trust, if you soften your emotions, if you open yourself up, this may actually help you to establish the new start a little bit easier with the Taurus New Moon. And a good tip at this time is don't impulsively react. Pause before acting on emotion, and use this new moon to build inner security and safety, and to build confidence. Because if you build this confidence, if you let your emotions fire in the correct direction, you can better take the new start with this Taurus New Moon. And it's also a time to let go of emotional burnout. Conflict addiction. You may not be like fully addicted to conflict, but you definitely are the type to stand up for yourself. But know when to choose your battles, because proving your independence may mean standing up for your emotions despite the thought of others, but also to express them in a way that is healthy and productive for you. If you are a Taurus moon, your emotional world in its entirety is being reborn. Expect to feel both grounded and rattled at this time, because Pluto, forming a square with your moon, is pushing you to evolve, while Mars challenges your comfort zone. It is time to release what no longer supports you and to embrace this new start. Realize that stability doesn't mean a lack of change. Stability means what brings you inner peace, inner feelings of love, inner feelings of passion. So these are all things to keep in mind during this new moon. And a good tip right now is to ground your body through pleasure. Whatever you find pleasurable. It can mean to eat well, or to move slowly, work out, however that looks for you. You don't need to work out a specific way. Just do what feels good for your body. And surround yourself with physical pleasures or emotional pleasures, people that make you feel good. And right now is a good time to let go of stubbornness or comfort zones that keep you small. Because it's once you let go of the things that make you feel insecure, even though you think they're serving you, that this new start can be fully embraced. If you are a Gemini moon, thoughts and feelings at this time are probably crashing into each other. You may, at the time of the full moon, feel mentally overwhelmed. See what's triggering that right now, because this new moon is asking for silence. It's asking for you not to try to think through things for the sake of them. It is asking you to pick your mental battles wisely, to see what is triggering your thoughts, and to see what will help you quiet your thoughts, because your peace isn't a luxury, it is a need at this time. And a good tip to remember for this new moon is to slow your mind down through either journaling or breath work or quiet time, spending quality time, watching a good TV show. Take whatever resonates, do whatever makes you feel safe so that you can slow your mind down. And this will help you to ground your emotions, to embrace this fresh start that the Taurus New Moon may bring you. Let emotions settle before you analyze them, because trust me, once you do this, you can analyze them better, and then you can better gear this emotional start towards something that is fulfilling to you. And it's also a good time to let go of emotional overstimulation or seeking answers instead of feeling the truth. Because when you seek for answers, your mind will do that thing where puzzle pieces together with a little bit of logical fallacy, and you may come to conclusions about things you are experiencing that could be blocking you from your new start. And if you properly embrace your emotions, trust me, that new start will be so much easier. If you are a Cancer moon, this is a time where you may be reconnecting with community or those you love, or the things that you love, but more in an emotionally way. You're probably more selective in where you exert your emotions right now, because Mars is challenging your security at this time, while Pluto is forcing you to face fears around your sense of belonging or your sense of feeling peace. And so don't settle for shallow connections or shallow emotions at this time. Understand your worth. Chase and follow things that value you, that bring you a sense of value and worth. And this will help you to create the new start that is being outlined by this new moon in Taurus. And a tip for this time is to recommit to your self-soothing rituals. Tend to your heart like it's your home, however that looks. It could be a nice bath, could be a run in the park, it could be exercising. It's going to be different for everybody. It could be binge watching YouTube. Like me. Hello, nice to meet you. And this may be a good time to let go of emotional dependency, or redefining what safety means to you, or defining safety through others' reactions. Like, you may be the type who you tell the effectiveness of like how something's going through the reactions of others. No. The reactions of others are reflective on them. It's about how you feel. And once you're in tune with how you feel and chasing what makes you feel good, that is when your new start can start to form. If you are a Leo moon, hello, I'm also a Leo moon, you naturally want to shine at this time. Maybe you just want to shine in general, but this new moon demands a quiet sense of strength from our perspective so that we can understand what's going on within our heart. Emotions around being seen or admired or respected may be stirring due to all the transits going on. We might be wondering, are we worthy? But these feelings are also guiding us to redefine what real power feels like. Listen to what the emotions are telling you, but also know that your emotions aren't looking to prove anything. You're looking to prove your sense of power. Chase what makes you feel powerful and seen on the inside, and this will help you with your new start. And a good tip for this new moon is to focus on authentic self-expression that nourishes you, not applause. Create from your heart. Who cares if everybody thinks you're silly and stupid and everybody says boo and starts throwing tomatoes? If you feel good about what you're doing, that will make you feel so powerful in such a way that can help you embrace that new moon in Taurus energy. And who knows, maybe that'll actually end up better for you. It's when you're not trying that you'll get the results you want, then you can have that new start. And it's also a time to let go of emotional pride or performing strength instead of asking for help. Don't let our egos get to us. If we need help, if we need validation, there's nothing wrong with asking for it. And you know what? If people hate that, then they're not the people for us. And so do what makes our hearts feel full and bright and full of love, and that'll help us embrace this new start. If you are a Virgo moon, your beliefs at this time may be evolving. You're realizing that logic alone or overanalyzing, take what resonates with you, won't satisfy you or give you the results or the emotional sense of security that you need. Your emotional truth wants to be part of equation. And so let go of the need for perfection. See what sparks the need for perfection as well, because once you're able to pinpoint the cause and also find ways to relieve it and let that go, that'll be when this new start with the Taurus New Moon can begin to blossom. And a good tip at this time is to let go of perfectionism. Use the new moon to build a supportive and flexible emotional structure, whether that's with other people or your routine or your work, or take what resonates with your moon, and it's probably related to the house of your moon as well. So go down to that section and watch about your house, because letting go of perfectionism in that area, trust me, will help you build a new start that can help you create the life you want. And it might also be a good time to let go of emotional micromanagement and the need to fix everything. It could be with other people or yourself or your life, because when you let that need go, especially in relation to the house Taurus falls in your chart, that's when you're going to find that everything starts to fall into place. You don't think it's going to, but trust me, it will. And this is a time to reset what you put your very intellectual and brilliant energy towards. If you are a Libra moon, this new moon is intense because Taurus is Libra, or Taurus is Venus ruled, and so is Libra. Emotional attachments at this time, debt, either literal or energetic debt, and control issues may be coming to the surface. It is okay to feel vulnerable at this time. It is okay to feel raw and open, and let yourself do that without feeling the need to control or scold or judge it in any way, because that will help you embrace your Taurian new start wherever Taurus falls in your chart. And this is where the transformation that we talked about in the Libra full moon, this is where it may truly begin. And a tip at this time is to redefine what emotional balance needs for you and start to implement it. Are you compromising your feelings to avoid conflict? If you are, that's not the way to go. You gotta not compromise. You gotta take. You gotta let yourself feel. You gotta let yourself experience emotions. You gotta not sacrifice what you're feeling for the sake of peace, because it's when you stop doing that that you can have a new start. And now's a good time to let go of peacekeeping that costs you your own clarity. This will help you embrace your new start and to create the life you deserve. So look at the house that Taurus falls in your chart, but also the house that your natal moon falls in your chart to get more insight. If you are a Scorpio moon, you may be cracked open in terms of relationships or interrelational dynamic with your emotions, whether it's romantic or familial or professional. Something needs to shift where you can bring your power from within. You can allow yourself to feel. Be willing to meet people where they are and not where you wish they would be. But also, if people aren't meeting you, realize that you deserve people who meet you where you are meant to be as well. And so finding that emotional balance and understanding what emotions you're experiencing are fair versus not, and seeing what kind of triggers your emotions at this time, especially related to where Taurus is in your chart and where your Scorpio moon is in your chart by house, that'll allow you to embrace your new start in terms of this full moon. And so a good tip at this time is to soften the urge for control, whether with yourself or with others. Let the new moon transform hidden emotional powers that can help you to create a new start and the life of your dreams. It is also a good time to let go of emotional defensiveness, hypervigilance, or the need for emotional certainty. If you want something, if you want a new start, if you want feelings of security, you're not always going to know everything, and learning to be okay with that, and also embracing the things that you do know and that you are certain of. This will help you to create your new start. If you are a Sagittarius moon, you're reworking at this time your emotional relationship with structure. This moon is about finding peace in your daily life, not just in your head, but creating peace and structure and feelings of security and love and passion into your reality, into the air that's swirling around right now. Like, things don't just have to be daydreaming, you know? And it's when you're able to find things in your reality that help you feel that way, to help you feel passionate, to help you feel safe and secure, you can help create your new start with the Taurus New Moon. And a good tip at this time is to find emotional freedom in your routine. Even if you got a really strict schedule, find a way to be free whenever you can, because structure actually supports your expansion. And so find a way to be structured and free at the same time, if that makes sense. It might take a little bit of creativity and ingenuity, but it'll help you to feel more safe and secure, which can help promote the new start that this full moon is trying to open up for us. And so this is also a time to let go of escapism or emotional detachment through intellectualizing, or being too focused on the future or the past instead of the present. Because it's once you let go of this that you can be grounded in reality. You can see, okay, what needs to be taken care of? What do I need to do to achieve this? And this, I promise you, will help you with your new start. If you are a Capricorn moon, you are invited to be more playful. Yes, you Capricorn moon who probably thinks that life is meant to be a chore. No. You're invited to be playful at this time. Let yourself feel joy and love and pleasure without control or caution. Even if you think you need to be cautious, just let that need go for a second. Experiment with what it's like to feel joy and explore what makes you feel joy and go towards it. The Mars and Pluto transits at this time might stir feelings of losing power. But love and passion isn't about leverage. It's about just experiencing what you're feeling in the moment. And it's when you embrace that you can embrace this Taurus new moon and the new beginnings it has to help create the life that you dream of. And a good tip at this time is to allow yourself to feel without needing to perform for stability, because rest is productive. Trust me, when you rest, you perform better. Letting yourself feel free, that is also productive, because it'll help you when you do channel your energies to channel it more productively. And so at this time, let go of emotional suppression for the sake of appearing competent or strong, whether you're trying to prove it to other people or yourself or God or whoever you believe in. Because it's once you do that and you just feel free, you'll actually find that things start working out better for you, and then the new moon in Taurus, fresh start, can open up. If you are an Aquarius moon, this new moon probably hits pretty close to home. There may be deep emotional shifts that are happening right now that are tied to your innermost self or your innermost security. These are all things that are emerging. So pay attention to what is causing these emotions to bubble, because Mars right now opposing your natal moon may bring tension in your relationships or outside forces or things that are outside of yourself, or even things relating to yourself and how you relate to other people. It may make you feel like that you're being stripped of your power, but you are being asked at this time to choose softness over strategy. You are being asked to be vulnerable, because it's when you let your emotions out that I promise you will uncover what this new start with the Taurus new moon may bring you. And once you uncover that, it'll help you feel safe, it'll help you feel secure, it'll help you feel productive, and it'll help you recapture your power. And a good tip at this time is to bring your emotions down to earth. Try tactile grounding techniques. If you need a fidget spinner, if you need a nice bath, if you need a bath bomb, if you need to binge eat, don't deny yourself that. If you feel anything missing in your body, go for it. Go buy that nice skincare routine. Go do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel tactilely safe and secure, because once you ground your body and your senses, the rest will come, and it's a good time to let go of emotional detachment that is masked as logic. You don't need to solve your feelings. You can just feel them. Trust me, solving them will actually bring your dream life to you slower. It's when you feel things that all the answers, they'll just come rushing to you. And finally, if you are a Pisces moon, your intuition at this time is getting louder. Maybe things are screaming at you in your head or your heart or your gut or your body, whatever you listen to. But your emotions may be harder to name at this time. And so try journaling, talking it out, painting, doing art or music, grounding, going for a walk, going for a hike, going for a bike, even going for a little journey with a YouTube video of nature. Do whatever feels for you. And let it clear out the fog. Blank your mind, and then the emotions will come to you. And your feelings are data at this time. Listen to what it's telling you. If you don't understand your feelings, maybe it's because you're suppressing them, or maybe it's because there's something in your environment that is making it harder for you to listen. And so it's once you're able to ground yourself and listen to your emotions that the Taurus new moon new start can start to be embraced. And a good tip at this time is to anchor your intuition in a sacred physical space, whatever that means for you, because creativity and unleashing whatever makes you feel like joy and peace, that will heal you. And once you are healed, you can embrace the new start with wherever Taurus is in your chart. And right now is a good time to let go of emotional escapism or absorbing other people's energies subconsciously. Put that wall up, because when you're absorbing other emotions, you can't listen to your own. And so maybe some of the things that you're embracing at this time don't even belong to you. So once you can distinguish what is your own, what it actually looks like, and how to ground it, that is when your new start can begin. If your natal moon is in your first house, hello, that's me. I'm also a moon in the first house individual. Yes, we're dramatic. Yes, we have a moon face. And yes, we're fabulous. This new moon in Taurus focus for you will be to honor your emotional instincts. We feel emotion strongly. We feel it in our body. We feel it in our soul. We feel it in our heart. And now is the time to honor those emotions instead of letting it embarrass us or letting ourselves judge ourselves for that. And it is also a time for us to make decisions based on our feelings, how we feel, not other people's expectations, because having your moon in your first house makes you an impact. It makes you feel things super, super strongly. And it's so easy for us to want to prioritize other people, but now is the time. If we feel something, go for it. If we're passionate about something, don't feel shame in it. And this can help us as long as we embrace our emotions to embrace the Taurus and new moon fresh start. And right now is also a time to prioritize embodiment. How does our body feel safe? How does our body respond when we're feeling safe? Do we feel calm? Do we feel happy? Do we feel excited? Or do we feel stressed? I don't think that's a good thing, but if we do feel stressed, maybe ask ourselves why. Maybe our body is a barometer trying to tell us something. And right now is also a good time to release emotional self-abandonment in favor of likability, because as long as we go towards what makes us feel stable and safe and secure, but also listening to our body cues, that is when this Taurus New Moon fresh start can begin to emerge for us. And also it is important to look at the house that Taurus falls in our chart and try to apply our emotional passions towards that. And so I hope this helps, and yeah, I will see you in the next timestamp. If your natal moon is in your second house of security, beliefs, finances, the new moon focus for you at this time is to anchor your emotional safety in your routines or your belief systems. Find a way to feel anchored and grounded at this time, whether it's creating a tangible sense of security through savings or food or sleep or comfort. Do what makes you feel safe at this time, because when you feel safe and you feel secure and you put it into reality, don't just put it in your head, you put it into reality, I promise you that'll help you feel safe and secure, and you can then embrace the new moon fresh start. And so also try to recommit to practices that build emotional stability over time, whether it's therapy or breath work or meditation or exercise, whatever makes you feel stable, whatever makes you feel productive or practical or safe, do it. If you don't know what it is, experiment. Experiment with every self-serving practice that can help you feel safe and secure, and that'll help you to find what will make you feel safe and secure, which can help with your fresh start. And at this time, release the fear of not having enough. Release your fear of not being enough. Release your fear of not having established beliefs, because that will help you feel safe with what you have, which can help you embrace your new moon fresh start. And if your natal moon is in your third house of communications or immediate environment, this new moon focus right now is to clean up your inner dialogue. Start with the little broom in your head, do a little sweeping, do a little polishing, throw out what doesn't belong and embrace what does. Speak kindly to yourself this time, especially when you're overwhelmed. And even if you don't really have a lot of self-talk, which you probably do if your moon's in your third house, but if you don't, or if you don't think you do positive affirmations at this time, because I promise you it'll help you feel safe or secure in a way that can help you embrace your Taurus new moon fresh start. And so also try to keep a journal or like a voice memo log to process your emotions. If you don't know how to process something immediately, referring back to these things in the future might actually help you to process it more effectively, to see what your emotions are trying to tell you, to see what you got to cut out and what you got to take in. That can help you embrace this new start. And at this time, also try to release overthinking your feelings or intellectualizing your path, because when you overthink, you might spin yourself a little web of something that is not grounded in reality. And so if you are able to release this, you can actually better intellectualize what you need to feel safe, and then you can fully embrace your fresh start. If your natal moon is in your fourth house of home or family or innermost security, your roots, take what resonates. Not everybody has a good family structure. I know, I get it. My fourth house is in Scorpio. Trust me, I get it. This new moon focus for you at this time is to heal the root of the problem. You may not know the root of the problem, and if you don't know the root of the problem, at least try to create a sacred routine in your home or in your routine in general that makes you feel safe. Even if it's just a candle in the corner of your room or a blanket or going to bed at a good hour, create something that'll help you feel safe and secure in your home. Then you can better understand your emotions. You can better feel safe. You can better feel secure. That'll help you with your new moon in Taurus fresh start. Offer your inner child at this time as well the security they didn't always get. Give yourself positive affirmations. Give yourself a little hype. Give yourself, a pat on the back. Say, hey, you're smart. You're amazing. Do affirmations. Do whatever affirmations you think you need, whether you don't think you're beautiful enough or strong enough or successful enough. Take what resonates. And at this time, also release emotional patterns inherited by caregivers. Are there emotional patterns that you're having right now that you don't want, but it kind of reminds you of whoever raised you? Really think about that. That might take a while to sort of figure out. And if it doesn't serve you, it's a time to let that go. And then boom, you can embrace your fresh start. If your natal moon is in your fifth house of pleasure, joy, romance, this new moon focus is to feel your way into joy. Let yourself be big. Let yourself be dramatic and bold and voice what it is you need to know. If you're a crier, cry. If you're not a crier, express yourself however you need to express yourself. If you don't like to express yourself, at least do it in your head and celebrate how you feel without shame. Your emotions aren't here to be shamed. They're here to be understood, because trust me, they can tell you a lot. Use creativity at this time, however that resonates. Could be with maths and sciences, could be with arts, could be with just, dancing in the mirror, to form yourself like a sense of emotional expression. and use it to help yourself feel safe and secure and to better understand yourself, but to also liven your emotions, because it's when you liven your emotions that you can better embrace this Taurus New Moon fresh start. And so right now is the time to release dimming your emotional flare to make others feel comfortable. Who the hell cares who's judging you? Even if you're judging you, cut that out, because it's when you stop judging yourself or worrying about the judgment of others that you can embrace your emotions, listen to them, and to embrace your new start. If your natal moon is in your 6th house of work and habits, day-to-day life, then this new moon focus revolves around stabilizing your nervous system. Build small or comforting rituals that can help you feel emotionally capable, help you feel grounded, whether it's at home or going to the park or embracing a new hobby or organizing your routine, getting 8 hours of sleep. Do whatever ritual will help you feel grounded, help you feel like you can live your day-to-day life in such a way that is stable and secure, even if it's something that isn't what you would traditionally do. And if you don't know where to start, figure out the root of your emotions. Are you angry? Are you sad? And then do what will give you the opposite of that bad feeling, and it can help you embrace your new start with the Taurus New Moon. And at this time, say no to tasks that burn you out emotionally. If someone's asking you to do something and you know it's going to burn you out, do not do it. Don't do it. Trust me. It will help you to heal, and it'll help you to feel secure. It'll help you to set up a boundary that can help you with your mental health and with your new fresh start. And also at this time, release using overproductivity to avoid your feelings, because it's when you understand them that you can heal them. And it's when you can heal them that you can embrace your new fresh start. If your natal moon is in your 7th house of one-on-one connections, this new moon focus is to create emotional harmony in your relationships or with your idea of how you relate to other people. You don't need to be in a relationship. It's just how you relate to other people, whether literally or mentally. And so this is also a time to reflect on how you co-regulate with others. Do you feel supported with those you're around, or do you feel drained? If you feel drained, are you giving too much? Are you with the wrong people? Try to figure out the culprit, because when you can figure out the culprit, you can figure out how to exert your emotional energy to other people, but also yourself. And when you do that, you can embrace your new fresh start. And practice naming your needs clearly. If you need something from somebody else, you gotta be concise sometimes, because not everybody speaks your language. And if you are speaking clearly and you're still not being heard, ask yourself why. And if the relationship is no longer serving you, give more of that energy back to yourself. And a good release at this time is don't suppress your feelings to keep peace, because it's when you suppress your feelings that you will not feel secure. And when you do embrace security, that is when you can have your fresh start. Natal moon is in your 8th house of transformation. The new moon focus is to accept your emotional intensity without shame. Let yourself feel things deeply. You may have to sit there and meditate on it. You may have to go in nature to understand it. Even if it's tough and it's dark and it's deep, understand it and then transmute it into insight or creation. If you suppress your feelings, if you try to control them, that will block you from your new fresh start. If you embrace them, no matter how dark or messed up they are, that is where your fresh start can start to bloom and to blossom. Process unresolved grief or fear or jealousy at this time as well, because that is something that you may have to bubble. I would think about how that resonates with you. And at this time, release by taking your bottling emotions and letting them out, and don't bottle them up just to stay in control, because when you let them out, when you process them and transmute it, that is when your fresh start can create. If your natal moon is in your 9th house, your new moon focus is to trust your emotional compass. It is trying to guide you. If something is wrong, maybe that's trying to tell you something, but if something makes you feel good, maybe that is also trying to tell you something. Listen to that. Let your feelings guide you towards expansion, whatever that means for you. Figure out what excites you emotionally and don't hold yourself back from it, even if you feel like you have to. Go towards it. And it's when you go towards the emotional compass in the direction that makes you feel peace and safety and security or excitement, whatever, that your fresh start can be better embraced and you can go towards that fresh start. Seek out perspectives that help you to shift stuck emotions, maybe through a therapist or through friends or online communities. Take what resonates with that to figure out ways to shift your stuck emotions. Maybe you don't know how to process your emotions, but it's a time to explore and to go through all options, because trust me, you'll find something that sticks. And right now, release emotional rigidity or spiritual bypassing. If you feel like you are trying to control your emotions to be and look a certain way, release that and let yourself be a little more adventurous with your emotions and to explore them and to explore things that release even the darkest and deepest of emotions, because that's when your fresh start can be embraced. If your natal moon is in your 10th house, then your new moon and Taurus focus is to reclaim your emotional authority. Don't put it on the expectations of society or the expectation of others, or don't put it in the name of success. Don't make yourself feel like you have to achieve a certain way to feel a certain way. Build emotional resilience without suppressing your sensitivity, because it's when you build your emotional resilience and you don't let it be dependent on how you succeed that you can embrace your new fresh start. Obviously, you want to succeed, but let yourself succeed and feel in a way of authenticity, and check in. Is your ambition protecting your heart, or is it hiding it? Is your ambition making your heart feel good, or is it making you feel judged? If it's making it not feel good, you may have to adjust a little bit, and release over identifying with your role instead of your truth, because it's when you embrace your truth that you can better understand yourself, and it's when you better understand yourself that you can go towards things that make you feel secure, and you can embrace your new moon fresh start. If your natal moon is in your 11th house, then your new moon focus is to build community that holds your heart. Maybe you're in a community that does hold your heart. Foster that. And if you're not, reevaluate what that looks like for you and go towards it. Lean into shared healing or collective projects that reflect your emotional truth. It could be related to causes. It could be related to a community about something you're passionate about, whether it's gaming or astrology or social causes, environmental helping the homeless. Take what resonates and go towards that. Listen to what calls to your heart instead of doing what you feel like you have to. Because when you go towards what calls to you, you can feel like you have a higher purpose. Let your vulnerability serve a larger purpose. And because when you do that, you can embrace the Taurus New Moon fresh start and release emotionally isolating in groups to feel in control. Don't suppress yourself if you don't feel like something aligns with you. Go towards what aligns with you. And if you don't know what aligns towards you, listen to your heart as a barometer. And if something doesn't feel right, then listen to what that's trying to tell you. And if something does feel right, go towards it. Because when you do that, you can start anew with the Taurus New Moon in whatever house that Taurus falls in your natal chart. And if your natal moon is in your 12th house of the subconscious, then this new moon will focus on rest or retreat or reconnecting with your soul. Tend to your spiritual hygiene, whether it's through journaling or meditating or crying or sleeping or doing whatever makes your heart feel full. If you feel like a tension in your body, listen to it, because it may be telling you something about your emotions that are being pushed in the surface. And if you don't know how to heal it, experiment. Experiment with sleeping and journaling and meditating and see what comes up, and embrace healing and honor your emotions. Because when you honor your emotions, even if you can't put it into words, that is when you can embrace your Taurus New Moon fresh start. At this time, you need to release martyrdom. You don't need to be the hero. You don't need to do things for others or do things for the sake of success or because you feel like you have to. You can also release emotional repression or carrying pain that's not yours. If you feel something, let it out. If you don't feel comfortable letting it out one way, let it out in whatever way feels comfortable for you, because when you let it out that you can feel more safe and secure, and then you can embrace your new moon fresh start. If you are an Aries Venus during this Taurus New Moon, a good tip for you right now is to actively pursue what excites you. But ask, does this desire come from you, or does it come from a sense of competition? Figure out the difference between competition and passion, and pursue what brings you a sense of passion. Unless you're in something actively competitive like a sport, then I get it, trust me. But pursue what brings you passion. And this is a time to let go of fast, flashy, love or chasing validation instead of genuine connection. This is a new time to exert your love towards connection instead of excitement. And so these are things that you can focus on and embrace at the time of this new moon. If you are a Taurus Venus, then a good tip at this time is to reconnect with your senses, your smell, your taste, your touch, your sense of hearing. I can't remember smell. I think that's the one I didn't say. Your smell. Wear what feels good right now. Cook something nourishing. Light some candles. Honor your sensual rhythm. Don't feel like you need to have your routine or your surroundings be a certain way because maybe things are stressful or busy. Really ground yourself and connect to your senses, and that'll help you with this new moon and Taurus fresh start. And now is also a time to let go of comfort over growth. It is okay to evolve your values. It is good to indulge in things, but don't indulge in things that sacrifice your productivity or your sense of value or your security. And so if there are things that you need to go towards in order to grow, this is a time to let go of your old values to develop new ones that serve you, because when you do that is when you can embrace your Taurus New Moon fresh start. If you are a Gemini Venus, the tip for this new moon is to slow down enough to hear what you actually want. Not what sounds fun in the moment or what sounds thrilling. What do you actually want? And what do you want that can actually be sustainable in the future? Listen to your heart, your mind, your soul, and go towards that. And that can help you with this Taurus and New Moon fresh start. And now is a time to let go of mental distractions or attraction to chaos. If there are things that you are pursuing in order to fill voids, cut that out. It's an addiction and a bad habit. Maybe it's not actually an addiction. Don't take me seriously with that. But if you feel like it is blocking you from going towards things that you actually value, then it is a time to let go of that, because it's when you let go of that you can go towards things that can actually help you build safety and security and a sense of feeling and fulfillment. And then you can start anew with this Taurus full moon. If you are a Cancer Venus, a tip at this time is to reassess who and what you pour your care into. You are very caring. You are very loving. Trust me, I get it. You want to give that love to everybody who you think deserves it. But let love be reciprocal. If you're giving love to something, whether it's another person or a passion, let it be something that gives back, because trust me when I say that will be more fulfilling, and that will help you to start anew, because it'll help your cup to feel full. And now is the time to let go of emotional overgiving or attaching value to being needed, because when you do that, you won't feel like you have to give for the sake of it. You can give towards things that make you feel pleasure. And when you actually give to things that give back to you, that is when you'll start to see the fruits of your labor bloom, and your new fresh start can be better embraced. If you are a Leo Venus, a good tip at this time is to celebrate your beauty and uniqueness and your sense of aesthetic or what brings you joy without needing an audience, or without needing validation, or without needing someone to say, yep, that's good, that's perfect. Give love without sacrificing authenticity. If you're the one who sits there and says, yep, that's good, trust your voice. Your voice is more powerful than you give yourself credit for. Because when you do the things that bring you passion, that will help you embrace this Taurus New Moon fresh start, which can help you recapture your power. And at this time, let go of validation seeking through dramatic relationship dynamics or overperformance or whatever you feel like you are acting towards. Maybe it's proving to yourself something. And focus on doing what makes you passionate and feel full, because it's when you feel full that you will feel nourished and you can better assert your love. And whatever this Taurus New Moon is bringing you, you can better embrace it. If you are a Virgo Venus, a tip at this time for the Taurus New Moon is to love through presence, not perfection. Find beauty in the small daily rituals, or in the small things, or in the little things. If something feels joyful for you, don't try to ruin it. Don't try to nitpick it. Just enjoy it in the moment and enjoy giving it love, because it's when you do that this Taurus New Moon fresh start can be better embraced. Right now is the time to let go of critical self-talk and fear of not being ready for either love or abundance, whatever is relevant to you, because you may be the type who you don't pursue something because you're not ready. It's not perfect. Things aren't aligning. Who cares? As long as you feel joy from it, go for it. You can use your nitpicky or analytical nature to better perfect things once you start, but don't let it hinder you from starting, because it's when you start that the world will begin to open up to you. If you are a Libra Venus, a tip for you during this new moon is to choose peace that starts from within, not from external harmony or making sure that all the ducks are in a row. Do something that makes you feel good from within. And you may need to separate yourself to see what does make you feel good from within. But if you got to separate yourself to figure out what makes you feel good, do it. Because when you realize what makes you feel good, you can better assert your energy into a direction that makes you feel more pleasure. And it's when you can do that your fresh start can be embraced. It may be a time to beautify your space or your sense of self-worth. And right now is also a good time to let go of people-pleasing or sacrificing desires for the sake of balance. Because even if things are balanced out here, if it's not balanced within here, you're not going to be able to go towards the things that will bring you security and pleasure. But it's when you listen in here that you can go towards those things. And that is when your fresh start can begin to open up. Scorpio Venus, hello. I'm a Scorpio Venus as well, and no, I'm not doing okay all the time, but trust me, we'll be okay during this new moon if we follow these tips. A good tip right now is to ground your passion in trust. Be intentional about where you invest your emotional and sensual energy, because if you are intentional about where you assert your energy, then you're not going to assert it towards the wrong things. And even if you do, then you can immediately back out of it instead of trying to control it. And when we try to control things as a Scorpio Venus, that is what blocks us from our fresh start. But it's when we embrace that life ebbs and flows and we got to try things, sometimes they'll work, sometimes they won't, that we can embrace a fresh start, because we'll go towards what we're passionate about with this trust. And right now is a good time to let go of attachment or control, because trust me, sometimes you got issues with that, or secrecy or emotional power dynamics. Because when we let go of this, we can go towards our joy. And when we go towards our joy, we can have our new moon fresh start. And if you are a Sagittarius Venus, a good tip at this time is to get clear about what freedom really means to you, whether with love or money or what you value. What does freedom actually mean? Does it mean doing what you want? Does it mean being able to explore a bunch of things? Does it mean having a person you love that has all of these values that you value? Create your own rules at this time, and also respect those rules. Lean into those rules. Don't let the rigidity of life get to you. This is a time to chase what you're passionate about, and this will help you start new. And let go at this time of detachment, because detachment is a shield right now. Commitment can feel expansive, whether it's to a hobby, a passion project, or another person. But if you commit to your own rules, you will feel free. You will feel like you can expand. And it's when you figure out what that looks like that the fresh start can form for you. If you are a Capricorn Venus, a good tip during the new moon is to take practical steps towards building the love or the wealth or the values or the pursuits that you desire, even the small little ones, even if it's something about eating healthier or finding a new job. Take whatever resonates with you and take practical steps towards that. And it's when you take practical steps instead of fearing or repressing your passions that you can embrace the Taurus New Moon fresh start. And right now is a good time to let go of the scarcity mindset, or believing that love or success, whatever resonates with you, must be earned through hard work. It must be earned through results. And it's when you're able to let go of this expectation that things need to work out a certain way that you can just take things one at a time. And if you take things one step at a time, you can better enjoy it, and that is when your fresh start can bloom. If you are an Aquarius Venus, a good tip for you during this new moon is to honor your uniqueness, honor your freedom, honor your vision. What you value might not look normal or traditional, and that's kind of the point, And sometimes Aquarius Venuses judge themselves for not being conformity driven in some ways. Now is the time to honor the things that you don't conform to go towards them, to chase them, to embrace them, because it's when you do that you'll go towards your passions without judging, and that is when the Taurus New Moon fresh start can begin to bloom for you. And right now is a good time to let go of staying emotionally distant or not connecting to the things that bring you passion, to preserve your independence, because when you pursue the right things, trust me, you will feel free. You will feel like you can be yourself, and you can pursue things that can make you feel that way. And it's when you discover what that is and how to do it that you can embrace a fresh start. If you are a Pisces Venus, a good tip right now is to ground your fantasies in physical reality. So if you have something that you want to achieve, figure out how you can achieve it in the real world. And if you can't achieve it because it's a little out there, you actually can't achieve it, you want to fly on a unicorn, figure out the closest thing that you can do to bring you that feeling or sensation that you're looking to create. Create beauty that you can touch and sustain at this time. And it's when you figure out how to do that you can embrace this Taurus New Moon fresh start. And right now is a good time to let go of romantic idealism that leads to disappointment or self-sacrificing. Figure out what people can actually provide for you. And if someone can't provide you with what you need, figure out how you can provide that for yourself. Because it is when you can provide these things for yourself, even if it doesn't look how you traditionally think it's going to look, and you can put it in reality and you can go towards it. Let's say you want to feel like a princess. Well, then open a beauty pageant, buy new clothes, do whatever you got to do. Take what resonates with that, by the way. And that is when you can embrace your Taurus New Moon fresh start. If your natal Venus is in your first house, then this Taurus New Moon focus for you will be to rediscover your magnetism. Redefine your self-image and think to yourself, who are you without people's projections? Who do you want to be? How do you want to project yourself into the world? And go for it. Say no to relationships that reward you for looking good or for being a certain way, for acting a certain way. if they don't also make you feel good in the process. And now may be a good time to release needing external validation to feel desirable. It's about, how do you want to be? How do you want to be perceived? How do you want to exert your energy? How do you want to pursue your passions? And just go for it, because your passions are close to your heart with Venus in your first house. And now is an incredibly good time to embrace the image that is authentic to you. And that will help you with this Taurus new moon fresh start. If your natal Venus is in your second house, then this new moon focus for you is to root your worth in something that is real. It doesn't need to be tangible, but it needs to be something that aligns with your values. Audit your relationship with either money or self-worth. Is your value tied to the output? If it is, then evaluate, is this making me feel good? Is this making me feel passionate? And if it's not, it may be a time to reevaluate your values. And because when you reevaluate your values and you figure out what you actually value instead of what you think you need to value, it's when you can better exert your energy and your passions in a way that makes you feel better and you can embrace a fresh start. And make physical space for abundance right now. This may help you clear a drawer, set up a beauty altar, do whatever it takes, because it's when you do that you're almost inviting new things into your life, even if it's a metaphorical feeling of self-worth. And right now is a good time to release a scarcity mindset and over attachment to material proof of worth, because when you attach to this material value, you're not asserting yourself in a way that brings you value. And so this will help you to create a new fresh start. If your Venus is in your third house, then your new moon focus is to speak your values into the world, no matter what they are, no matter how people perceive them, no matter how people judge them. Speak it, trust me, this will help. Refresh the way you communicate love and beauty and value. Communicate it in a way that is authentic to you and not how you think you need to be speaking, or not based on beliefs that are outdated, because this will help you to embrace a fresh start. Have a value-centered conversation that you've been avoiding with other people. If there are things that you need to say to other people or even to yourself, say it, because this will help you to better assert your voice in a way that feels passionate for you. And now is also a good time to release sugarcoating or self-censoring or people-pleasing through words and how you say things, because it's when you say what's true to you that the fresh start can open up. If your natal Venus is in your fourth house, hello, that is me, then this new moon focus for us is to beautify our inner landscapes, our emotional landscapes, into what feels true and valuable for us. This is a good time to pour love into your home or your family dynamics or your innermost self, while establishing boundaries that feel true and authentic to us at the same time. Don't just do things because you feel like you have to. Do things because you want to, and do things that are geared towards your emotional security. That'll help you with this new fresh start. Reconnect what makes you feel truly safe and loved at this time, whether it be values that are outside of your family, it be hobbies that are outside of your roots, trying something new, trying something you don't think you're good at, because that'll also help you feel like your inner landscape is being enriched, and that'll help with this new moon and creating something new. And now is a good time to release outdated patterns around love or how we express our emotions, whether it comes from our family or our past. We have the chance to transform. We just need to embrace it. If your natal Venus is in your fifth house, then this new moon focus is to reclaim your joy and your self-expression. Don't let society or what other people tell you influence how you assert your passions out there. Do what makes you feel passionate, and do so in a way that makes you feel like you can be authentic. Do something that is romantic or creative, even if it's just for yourself, or do something that brings passion, even if it's just for yourself. And let fun be nourishing. Don't let it be just performative because you feel like you have to, because it's when you do what is true and authentically joyful for you, even if it has nothing to do with your success in this world or what other people are thinking in this world, that is when you can embrace your fresh start. And now is a good time to release tying your worth to attention or approval, or just being the fun one, or being a certain way, or putting your attention to things that aren't going to bring you joy, because it's when you put your worth towards your feelings of joy that you can better act towards things that bring you passion. And that is when a fresh start can be embraced. If your natal Venus is in your sixth house, then your new moon focus is to integrate love into your daily rituals. Love can mean from other people, but it can also mean things that you are passionate about. Embody your values through self-care, even mundane tasks. So if you're vacuuming, blast that music. If you're working on a long project, make it like a game or like a little challenge. Do something to make you feel like your routines and your rituals are a little more lively, a little more loved. Take care of your food, eat better food, do better workouts. Do what resonates, and that'll help you with your new fresh start. And also refresh any relationship or passionate habits that feel draining or one-sided. If you're not seeing the fruits of your labor pay off, maybe it's time to reevaluate how you assert yourself in that passion. And now is also a good time to release overgiving to prove worth or micromanaging love. If you feel like you are working a lot and you're getting very little, release that. Do something that makes you feel fun and alive and taken care of, that makes you not feel burnt out, and assert your energy in that direction, and that'll help with your fresh start. If your natal Venus is in your 7th house, then your new moon focus is to restore balance in your partnerships or your perception of partnerships and redefine what reciprocity means to you at this time. Don't just put your energy out there because you expect to receive something. Put your energy out there to things or people that will give back without you having to almost like beg and like pray that you are going to get things back. Because when you exhaust your energy towards things that won't give back to you, it burns you out. And it's when you exert your energy towards things that will give back that you will have a renewed sense of vitality, and that'll help you with your fresh start. And now is also a good time to release needing to like others to define your value, because you are valuable yourself. You are such a giving and loving person. You don't need other people to tell you that. You know that. Assert your will in a way that acknowledges that, and acknowledge yourself, because when you're with the right people or the right things, it'll give back to you, and that's when your fresh start can open up. If your natal Venus is in your 8th house, then your new moon focus is to transform how you relate to intimacy and power or fear, struggles. Reflect on emotional debts or enmeshments and clear what is expired. If you're feeling love in a way that is controlling, why do you feel the need to control? Is it because there is something that you feel like has a grasp on you, or do you have a grasp on the situation? Go towards what makes you feel passionate, not what you feel like you need in order to feel like a sense of groundedness or a sense of success or fulfillment. And it's when you go towards your true passion that your fresh start can open up. And also rebuild self-trust by merging with yourself. If you need to meditate or do ritualistic practices to help you feel that, that could help so much at this time. And also right now is a good time to release possessiveness or secrecy or transactional intimacy, because when you put your energy in the right direction, it will give back. If your Venus is in your 9th house, then your new moon focus is to expand your love language. Try something new, whether it's a date or reading about a new belief system or practicing a creative practice or going to school or embracing a new belief. Whatever is new and exciting for you, embrace it. You don't need to stay in your comfort zone. It actually might make you feel trapped, and it's when you exit your comfort zone and expand new horizons, and however that looks for you, that you can better embrace this Taurus new moon, and maybe it'll help you to assert yourself in a way that can help you with a new fresh start. Sorry, I'm thirsty. Right now is also a good time to value your ability to grow through relationships and to not stay stuck in ideals, or to grow with your passions and to not stay stuck in how you want something to be. Right now is a good time to release rigid beliefs around how love should be, or how your passions should be, or how your efforts should be acknowledged. And it's about the journey. It's not about the end result. That is what you need to realize. And it's when you realize that you can act what you're passionate about. And that is when your fresh start can be embraced. If your natal Venus is in your 10th house, then your new moon focus is to align your outer image with your inner value, and ask yourself, does your public or professional persona reflect your real desires? Are you trying to prove something? Are you asserting your passions in a certain way because you feel like you have to, or are you asserting your passions in a way because you want to? That's going to be the difference for you. It's when you pursue things that you want to pursue instead of ways that you have to pursue, that you may find like a better inner peace or an inner calling, and you may actually start to do better at things. And it's when that happens that this fresh start can be fully embraced. It is when this fresh start can be fully embodied in a way that feels fulfilling to you. And so pursue goals that feel beautiful and meaningful, or reevaluate your goals and reframe them to be more beautiful and meaningful to you. And now is a good time to release performing success to earn love or respect, to release the need to act a certain way to get a certain result, because it's when you act from within that you will yield your results. Trust me. And especially with the house that Taurus is in right now, that is where your fresh start may begin to bloom. And if your natal Venus is in your 11th house, then your new moon focus is to let your relationships or your passions or your assertions support your bigger vision, your dreams, your aspirations, how you view things. Let it support how you view community and let that blossom. Surround yourself with people or values who reflect your future, not your fears. If you feel like you need to be a certain way to achieve, let that go, because if you feel like you need to be a certain way to achieve, maybe you're not going towards what you're passionate about. It's when you go towards what you're passionate about that you will succeed. Trust me. So let go of the fears and go towards your true calling. And that's how this new moon in Taurus fresh start can better be embraced. Invest time in creative collaborations or collective healing if that reflects and resonates with your beliefs, but also collaborate with others who follow your belief systems, who believe the same things you believe. And that is when this fresh start can be embraced. And now's a good time to release staying in a stagnant circle out of obligation. If you feel obligated, then it's probably not for you. If you feel your soul and your heart burning, then it is for you. And so don't be scared of the change in order to follow your passion, just go for it. And that is what this Taurus new moon is urging you to do. And if your natal Venus is in your 12th house, then this new moon focus is to dream a more compassionate version of love, whether it's internally, externally, with yourself, with others, with your passions. Dream a more compassionate version and don't be so harsh on yourself or your goals. Love yourself in silence. Love yourself regardless of what you're achieving and putting out there in the world. Let the mystery of what life can bring to you excite you. Don't let it deter you from believing that you're not good enough, because it's when you become self-conscious that it could block you from your fresh start. But it's when you feel good about yourself, no matter where you are, what stage you're at, that this new start can be better embraced. And so you may be able to practice spiritual or artistic rituals that can restore your connection with beauty. And when you connect with your sense of beauty and your sense of love and passion, you can act towards things that help you feel safe and secure and that help you feel like your life is being renewed. And right now is a good time to release unrequited love or fantasy attachments or old emotional residues that no longer serve you, because it's when you release these things that you can go towards what you're passionate about. And it's when you go towards what you're passionate about that you can embrace your fresh start. And I hope this video helped so much, because this new moon is truly the opportunity for us to better our lives. And if this does help, please, 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 please like the video, subscribe, watch my old videos, do whatever you want, because you're a free person with free will. But this engagement would mean the world to me. Leave a comment as well, because it'll show me that I am doing the right thing by making these videos and that I'm not wasting my time. Although I don't need the validation, it's okay. As long as I help one person, I'm doing my job. And I hope this new moon brings you new opportunities, and I can't wait to see you next time.